Hey everyone, and welcome to the Webhead podcast, where we talk about almost everything American pop culture topics in today's world. My name is Ryan.
And I'm Quinn.
And we are your host, and we're going to be jumping right into it today, where we're going to be talking about Dave Bautista wants out of Avengers 4. Now, what is going to be happening with the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 and Avengers 4 overall? What is this really going to, what is going to affect this? What is going to happen because he wants out? Is Disney going to let him out, or is Disney going to let him keep doing the movies? Make him keep doing the movies? We don't really know, but Quinn, what do you really think about this?
Well, I think there's two rumors going around right now. And one is that they're changing Avengers 4. Both of these rumors are about how they're going to change Avengers 4. And one is that you are on the mind that they're going to have them kill some of the Guardians of the Galaxies. And I think that they're going to bring in Adam Warlock from the post-credit scene of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
I like that. I honestly hope that's true. I hope you're right about that.
That's the cooler one, right? Obviously, nobody wants to see the Guardians go away. I want them to stick around, but Dave Bautista doesn't really feel the same way. And honestly, I could see either as being positive things, because I don't want them to make a Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 if not everybody's into it. I feel like Guardians are a special movie, especially in Marvel. So I'd rather see the news that it gets delayed than it's having problems. You know what I mean? And obviously it's having problems, so the appropriate response is to delay it.
Yeah, honestly, I have a feeling, and you kind of went over this, that they're going to kill off some Guardians. Now, the reason I think this, especially in particular, not like Star-Lord or Gamora or Mantis or anything like that, I think they're going to kill Drax off. Yeah, and the reason I think this is because, because they don't want to keep going without Drax. You don't want to keep that character going. The character has been a big part of the Guardians movies. And he's been one of the most, I'll say, received characters out of all of them.
Yeah.
And so I think because of that, they don't want to recast him. And I think that'd just be really annoying.
That would be really weird.
And Dave Bautista has been talking about this for a while, ever since James Gunn got fired. And obviously, it's pretty obvious he wants out. He doesn't want to work for Disney. He just wants to get out of it. So it's why, the best thing to do is to really just kill him off. Have him have a heroic death and bring back that thing that I was talking about in some earlier stuff we were talking about. It's really just, I want to see Drax be Drax the Destroyer, not Drax the comedian all the time. Make him go out by killing Thanos or something, doing something super heroic, sacrificing himself. Make him do it. I'd be totally cool with that.
And I think that would really complete his story arc, his character arc.
Yeah.
Because, if you think about Guardians 1, he was on a character journey that whole movie. And then you get to Guardians 2, and he's basically just the comedic relief for the entire thing. It's
100%.
It's a weird contrast, but I agree. That would be an awesome ending, and I think even Dave Bautista would be happy with that. He gets to go out with his team, his Guardians, before everything just gets to shit changed.
Exactly.
Mix-ups happening.
Because in reality, nobody wants to see Drax go anywhere, but they were already talking about the Guardians 3 movie ending the current reign of that team. Say they're doing Guardians Galaxy 4, it's not going to be the same team.
Yeah.
And they're Drax is definitely probably one of those characters on the chopping block, and I'm thinking he's the one to go.
Yeah.
Because, it just makes total sense. And we know that in Avengers 4, all those characters are going to get revived, and they're going to come back. They're not completely dead. And I think we're going to have a huge thing where we're just going to have all these characters, everybody that was in Infinity War, they're all united against Thanos, and then that's what's going to be the end battle. Thanos with the Infinity Gauntlet versus all of these, all these characters. Because they were talking about it.
That, didn't we, at the end of Infinity War, where Steve Rogers and all the heroes on Earth, at least,
but they're split up.
Thanos, and he has almost every single Power Stone.
Yeah, we definitely did. You're not wrong. We saw half the team. On Titan, we saw half the team there, and then the other half is on Earth.
Which is probably the coolest scene in the movie, is the Titan battle, if you ask me.
Oh yeah, Titan battle, in my opinion, beats out the Wakandan battle.
Yeah.
Big time.
100%. When he throws the planet, that's the coolest scene.
Dude, like, yeah, no, it's, you can't beat that.
Favorite.
You can't beat that. Like, it's way too cool. But then, like, you know, like, obviously, they're gonna have, like, because they were teasing this actually a couple months ago, because Scarlett Johansson was talking about a battle scene where everyone is there. All the characters.
Yeah.
And people were thinking it was going to be like she was talking about the Wakanda battle. I don't think she was talking about that. I think she was talking about Avengers 4 because they were filming some of the stuff, you know, like they're filming it like, I don't think it was at the same time, but it was like right after. And it was during that time frame when they were filming Avengers 4 that she was talking about it. So I think there's going to be a scene where we're going to see all those characters coming at Thanos all at once, and it's just too much for him and he's going to lose. And that's how he dies. You know, like that's how they kill him all.
I don't see. I don't know. To me, that doesn't make sense because he has the Infinity Gauntlet. He has ultimate power. Like, I just don't think that as long as he has that, he's stoppable. Like, to me, it doesn't like.
Well, Thor did almost kill him.
If he can snap his fingers and kill half of life in an instant, he could do all life if he wanted to, realistically. But that's not his motivation.
But also,
how do you just run at him and he gets overwhelmed when all he has to do is snap his fingers and everybody that he's looking at disappears?
But that's the thing. Like what they did with it's not the Infinity Gauntlet from the comic books. It's one from the movies. So if you look at what happened when he did the snap, what happened? The entire Infinity Gauntlet got completely like destroyed. Like it's toast, and his arm is like completely destroyed. And the writers and the Russo brothers, the directors, were talking about this, and they were saying how he's not going to be using that arm that much. And how there is consequences to erasing half the life in the universe. This is why nobody else has done it.
That's
because if you do it, you're dead.
That's more interesting to me.
Yeah, and that's how,
you know. I feel like they're gonna have to work with those consequences, the Avengers and all that. Like, I feel like it won't just be like a death match. Like, okay, everybody gets together and they get in the cage. I feel like everybody's gonna be kind of like Avengers 4 was. Like everybody's gonna be working at it from different angles. And honestly, that to me was one of my favorite part of Avengers 4. And I realized that was what I liked about Avengers 4 and didn't like about the first event. Avengers Infinity War. And what I didn't like about the first Avengers. Because Infinity War feels like a classic comic book crossover where all the characters get together, but they all end up going in separate ways and they meet new people who are in the world of Marvel or DC in the comic world, and they end up doing like separate adventures that all tie in together eventually. That was something that I loved about Infinity War, and that's something that like I didn't get in the first Avengers, because you remember how we used to talk about how I never liked the first Avengers as much as I thought I did, or I thought I would. I think that's the reason, because it's a very, very, it's a very, very predictable kind of just like, oh, everybody gets together and they fight a giant army. Like, and I think what made this movie cool was like everybody was not all together, and they were all doing different things, and they were all trying to do different goals. Some people were out just trying to kill Thanos. Some people were trying to protect the stones. Some people were trying to destroy the stones. Everybody kind of had their own different way of going about the problem, and I thought that was really, really cool.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. Like, Infinity War is definitely like way more unpredictable. But at the same time, I think Avengers, what they were just trying to do was amazing. You know what I mean? Like, they're just trying to assemble all these characters on screen from different movies. That was just in its own, like, that's just what they were trying to do, and they did it so well that people really liked it. That's the main thing with the Avengers. This one's really just like 10 times that. So Avengers 4, they're saying that it's a bigger movie. And how I think of it is like, you had two.
Can a movie get, honestly?
That's my big question. I'm like, how the heck are you going to get bigger than that? You just completely dominated everything else that we've seen. Like, how can you get bigger? And the reason is, I think it's like you have all these characters here now. Mm-hmm. You can have say the Wasp is there, because there was characters that weren't in Infinity War, like Hawkeye, Wasp, Ant-Man.
That's it though.
They weren't. Captain Marvel wasn't there, and now you're gonna have all those characters, and they're gonna be teaming up, and that's like when Thanos is on his last leg or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because he's not gonna have infinite power. He's just gonna be on his last leg, and then that's how you take him out.
It'll definitely be interesting. Now, what do you think? As far as the Guardians go, the Guardians do die in this movie, and in Guardians 3, they take some members of the Guardians, maybe some survive, and then they put Guardians 3000 in it, which was teased at the end of Guardians 2.
That would be sweet.
That's
what I was thinking
Guardians.
too. Yep.
That'd be cool too.
Well, I think you need to put.
Because you've already taken out Gamora, right?
Well, maybe.
Drax is kind of on.
It looks like she's in the Soul Stone, because when Thanos snapped his fingers and he was in that whole orange world, that's the Soul World. So that's the little pocket universe within the Soul Stone. So Gamora's there.
You think? I mean,
so
I thought
helicopter. Yeah, no, that's like they confirmed that was the Soul Stone, like that was the Soul World. So I think they're gonna bring her back.
Yeah.
I think the only one that actually died was Loki, Heimdall. They're dead.
Loki died. Hell no.
You don't think he died? Yeah, a lot of people don't think that.
Every time I think about it, I just think about that set photo that was leaked way, way, way back before.
Oh no! There's going to be time travel in the next one. That's the thing.
I don't know, man.
Because that's from the original Avengers movie. That they're like recreating some stuff that he was. Remember in the first Avengers movie where he has his, he has the specific golden armor and everything, and the green armor or whatever. And then those soldiers, the shield soldiers are around him. It's the exact same scene they're recreating. So people are thinking that's time travel. And those are all the leaked things that have come out.
I'm wondering how they're going to do time travel when the only time travel we have seen is the time stone, which Thanos has.
Yeah, I don't know what they're going to do.
I don't know.
There's so many theories going around. I like talking about theories, but sometimes it gets a little overwhelming. Because, I don't know what to think. Yeah, they're in, that's the greatest thing. Once again, you're probably going to get that unexpectedness for Avengers 4 like you did in Infinity War, because you just don't know what's going to happen. Yeah. Which is so cool. But I think the only one to die in Avengers 4 is Drax out of the Guardians. And I think everybody else lives. And I think in that third Guardians movie, that's when they're going to switch to that Guardians 3000. That's what I think they're going to do.
Okay, so you think...
Because they teased them pretty hard. They're coming.
It would be really... I think it would be more surprising that you had Sylvester Stallone play that role and that be the end of it than having the Guardians 3000 become a thing. Because he's a big actor. And it would seem kind of strange if he just came in for a day and was just screw it, I got some time. And
he plays a cool character.
Yeah, he plays
Starhawk,
and he does his version of it. That's pretty cool. And I don't know, I would definitely want to see the OG. I mean, the group that they had on screen for that little bit that we saw, they looked like they would be really cool to watch. Yeah,
I would be totally in on that. Because think about it, we got a movie with a talking raccoon and a tree the size of Groot. So why wouldn't the other team work?
Yeah, they could.
Both of them do. Yeah. So I'd be totally cool with that.
Watch that.
But what do you think is going to take, now that Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 is delayed indefinitely, what do you think is going to take place of that time slot on the schedule?
Honestly, I tell you what I want to see, and that's how I want to see Doctor Strange 2.
Yeah.
Doctor Strange, right? Oh, okay, yeah. I don't know why I mixed that up.
Yeah, Doctor Strange 2.
That's what
Not Doctor Fate.
To me, one, you already have a villain set up for it. That would be awesome, and I really want to see. And two, I can't get enough of Doctor Strange on film. I love the visuals. That
so cool.
Whenever he's in a scene, his magic and all that stuff is really, really cool. And I think you got a really great actor in Benedict Cumberbatch, and I think that there's a lot of stories to tell that you didn't really get into with the first Doctor Strange. That's what I want to see.
Yeah.
But you mentioned something that I think is probably more likely to happen.
Yeah, personally for me, I think that Black Widow should be the one to go in that time slot. Would I like to see a Doctor Strange 2? 100%. And we know that's coming.
Do we?
But we know Black Widow's coming as well. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Kevin Feige was talking about it and said that was going to happen. That we were going to see a Doctor Strange 2.
I want to see that.
And so, Doctor Strange 2 needs to happen. I don't think that's one of those... Black Widow.
Yeah. I gotta say...
I've seen Doctor Strange. I got to see Doctor Strange do his awesome stuff.
Yeah.
Against Thanos. And we're probably going to get a little bit more of that in Avengers 4. because obviously he's going to come back.
So cool between Thanos and
Dude, it was probably the best part of the whole movie. I'm sorry. Like, I go back and watch Infinity War.
Movie, when I talk about the fight on Thanos,
oh my god,
that's what I'm really talking about. Is him versus.
Yeah, because that was everybody. I remember so many people were talking about Iron Man versus Thanos, but I was like, who cares? Let's talk about like Doctor Strange versus Thanos. That was even cooler because we got all the magic. It was so much better than the Iron Man fight. Like, Iron Man's cool, don't get me wrong. I love Iron Man, but Doctor Strange versus Thanos, like, we're talking about the most like weird cosmic stuff that I never thought I would see on screen. Yet we're getting like Infinity Stones versus Master of the Mystic Arts. Like, are you kidding me? That's amazing. So we're going to get that. I have no doubt about that. Like, 100% we're going to see Doctor Strange 2 in Phase 4. But, like, you know, Black Widow, I want to see that a little bit more. I think she deserves her due. And I want to see a movie where it's like, you got Hawkeye and Black Widow. It's in the past. It's a prequel. I don't care what anybody says about prequels. I want it to be a prequel. Yeah. And then I want the Winter Soldier to come after them. Like, they just say, you know, Black Widow escaped from the...
Yes, because this is...
Like, the, you know, Hydra, Russia, and all that. Like, Winter Soldier's coming after them. That'd be amazing.
Fan service at that point. But hell yeah.
Yeah.
Because those are characters that are cool and that we haven't seen enough of. And that we all want to see more of. Because let's face it, like...
Yeah.
Hawkeye has just not gotten the screen time, the treatment he's deserved. And yet he's been in every single movie.
Yeah.
And we still get excited to see him. Even though we know he's not going to do anything. Like, I'm still excited to see him in Avengers 4.
Yeah.
Even though I know he's not going to be doing anything in that movie.
I know. I want to know what he's going to do in that because I really hope they don't push him off to the side like he doesn't matter. Because I'm like, I'm so sick of that happening.
He runs around with a bow and arrow. Like, he said it himself. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, but at the same time...
In most cases.
Oh, yeah. No, it's... Yeah, it doesn't. But at the same time, like, you remember that, like, Avengers, Earth's Mightiest Heroes TV show? He was important. Like, he's the one who came in and he saved the Avengers a lot of the time.
But, like...
Because they were like, okay, we have to make him...
back and then come in.
Yeah. But that's okay. That's how you play him. They haven't played him like that. They played him like, you know, he's weak.
True.
But I'm like, don't do that. Do it like, come on, do it a different way. Like, if you saw Green Arrow, like on the TV show and all that, they don't play him like he's the guy that's going to lose. When he's, like, standing next to the Flash and Supergirl, like, they still play him like he's the one.
Is that he was there.
Yeah, but they could do that with Hawkeye. They could do that, like, for some way, like, with Hawkeye.
I think it's so different. I mean, the characters are basically the same, but the situations that they're at currently, as far as film and TV, couldn't be more different. They're such different.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying that, like, they're the same, like, you know, like, they are seen as the same, but I'm just saying that play them a little differently. Try something new with Hawkeye, and see if it sticks. If it doesn't, then, you know, yeah, but he could be that, you know, like, Mission Impossible type character.
Well, yeah.
You know, like, he's still useful. He's not useless. Like, just don't play him off like that. That's my problem with it. It's like, Hawkeye... Yeah, obviously the dude's got a bow and arrow and he's got no powers. But like,
one right there,
but that's the thing.
He doesn't use a gun and he uses a bow and arrow. But moving on from that.
But just don't let that happen. Just don't let that happen though. Don't let it let the audience be like, oh, okay, yeah, they really just don't care about this character. Because then it is like, why do you even keep him around? Just kill him. Who cares? You know. But if you're not going to do anything different with them, kill him off. But if you are, keep him around.
Yeah, that's why he needs his own movie. We have to see Hawkeye and Black Widow movie.
Oh, see, I disagree with that, though. I don't think Hawkeye gets his own movie. I think Black Widow does, and he's just in it.
Hawkeye in the Black Widow movie is a big character. Because
that
would be such a cool movie. And it would be such a good change.
I think it'd be really cool.
We've seen. Because Marvel is kind of...
It's completely different.
I don't want to say this and
completely different.
Piss people off, but they've been kind of like in a rut. Where they've been kind of doing like a lot of the same things over and over again. You know, they've been doing a lot of origin stories, for an example, and a lot of like big picture.
Yeah, you know, I'm not gonna. I mean,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, yes and no.
Captain America Winter Soldier type movie, or an Iron Man 1 kind of movie in a while. You know, something that kind of.
I mean, we saw Civil War. You know, I thought Civil War was pretty much. You got that. You captured the same tone, but I think what you're looking for is more of a, like, kind of what we're talking about, like, you know, where you're going on, like, grounded. There's no...
The real world.
Yeah, there's no, like, superheroes in this. Like, no Doctor Strange. Like, this is like spies. Yeah. You want to see like a... Yeah, you want to see something like that. Like, Winter Soldier kind of felt like a spy movie.
Exactly. And
like a Mission Impossible or a James Bond.
It had all kinds of other things to it, but what made... Yeah, and it was so unique because it was an action movie with superheroes.
Yeah.
And it was a really damn good action movie. That's what I want to see.
I can't disagree with you that they haven't done that.
Their action roots kind of be brought back into it. We just haven't seen it in a while, I feel like. And they've been so focused with these big fanfares, these huge overproduction kind of things, which is great. I love these movies. They're all good. Yep. But, like, think about, by the time you get to, like, something like Captain Marvel, it's going to be, like, more of the same. And then you're going to go on to do...
Yeah, origin story.
Yeah.
You're not wrong.
Like, Captain Marvel, like, from what we've heard, looks pretty different based on just, like, the setup of it. But it is going to be, like, more of the same. And I think that, like, doing a Black Widow movie, especially, like, something Origins-wise, where you're, like, where it's Black Widow versus this super powerful, Winter Soldier who's a ghost and nobody can take him out. That's something that would really turn things on the head. And I think a lot of people like to see the hero not be the most powerful thing in the room. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, you're not wrong. I mean, they definitely have... they've played up that... Yeah, I mean, they're superhero movies, so it is pretty tough to, do the movies where it's like a spy movie or something like that, because there's very few of them.
Yeah.
But, that's definitely something they got to work on. But, I mean, like, they probably will. Black Widow is going to come out, probably.
Make it happen.
Because people... I think Marvel got the message now that they're doing the script and all that. They got the message. People want to see it.
I mean,
it isn't something that...
see this a long time.
Yeah.
I know. I've thought about this before.
And there's obviously a lot of other people that do out there as well. A lot of people want to see it. All right, and next up, what we're going to talk about is a little bit different than Marvel. It's called DC, and we are going to be talking about the Joker movie. And this is not the same Joker like with Heath Ledger or who's the other guy, Quinn?
Jared Leto.
Or Jared Leto. This is going to be with Joaquin Phoenix, and this is going to be completely separate from the worlds of DC. This is just the Joker standalone movie, which is still amazing that it's happening. Confusing. I still can't believe that. Yeah, it's very confusing.
So out of left field, totally out of nowhere. Joaquin Phoenix is super passionate about it, I think, from what I've heard.
Yeah,
he's really into it.
I'm excited about it, don't get me wrong. I'm excited, but at the same time, I'm like,
Why not? Excited.
Yeah, I think it's going to be cool. Don't get me wrong. I honestly think this is going to be a really good movie. I think this is going to be like Logan caliber of a movie. That's what I'm expecting. So, obviously, I'm expecting a lot out of this. But, they were casting Alec Baldwin as Thomas Wayne. Maybe you guys have heard or not. And he wanted out. He didn't want to do it. And it was all done because of scheduling conflicts. And Quinn, what do you think about this? Like, do you think it's a good idea that he's not in it, or do you like him as an actor?
I do like him as an actor. I haven't seen him play a lot of stuff recently. I know he does a lot of comedic kind of stuff.
Yeah.
He released it.
SNL.
He removed it. He had the quote that he knew of at least several different actors that could play that role. So from that alone, I don't think he had a huge part or a part that was really hard to play. So that quote alone kind of makes me feel like, okay, a little bit more confident about the movie going forward. Not so much like, oh, he got on and was like, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
it wasn't like
they had an idea for him and he just couldn't do it.
Yeah, he thought it was like the worst thing in the world.
Yeah. Yeah. So I would have liked to see him as it. I always like to see him on film, but from that quote alone, I don't think it's going to be a big deal going forward that he's not at. It sounds like they're going to get somebody else that will be. And I don't. When I think of Alec Baldwin, I don't think of him as like kind of like a standout actor in a sense that he can do things that other people can't. He doesn't have like a specific thing that he does, like Joaquin Phoenix, for an example. He does things as an actor that you just can't have every other actor do, or like Jared Leto, or anyone.
Yeah, because he's just a high caliber actor,
right? And I don't see Alec Baldwin as that. I don't think he's a bad actor. I just don't think he's something super unique that like, oh, we lost Alec Baldwin, like there's nothing we can do. Like, you know, only Alec Baldwin could play Thomas Wayne. Like, no.
Yeah,
There
he's
are
not.
definitely
Yeah,
other
I agree
actors
with
who
you.
can play Thomas Wayne. I don't think this is bad news at all. It's a little disappointing because I like him and I would love to see him as the role, but there will be others who come in.
See, I'm not on the fence about we're not even on the fence, but I'm just not really like thinking about Alec Baldwin dropping out so much because like honestly like yeah, that stinks. He's a great actor, but at the same time like I'm not too worried about it because you know, scheduling conflicts. That is a common thing that a lot of actors and filmmakers say. So it's like, was that really the reason? But you know, I think we should just take him by his word. Sounds fine. Like it's like yeah, whatever. Because Joaquin Phoenix, you're right. He's one of those actors, a little like Tom Hardy.
Yeah.
Playing Venom. Like he's one of those actors that gets to choose his own roles. Like actors have to, you know, do as many roles as they can when they're starting out or when they're, you know, just really getting into the big roles because you're really just trying to expand your portfolio and you're trying to do better roles, get better roles and all that. But then like when you get to that high caliber actor like Tom Hardy or Joaquin Phoenix, you can pick whatever movie you want to do. Yeah. Every filmmaker really wants to work with you because you're so good.
Yeah.
And so, you know, like, obviously, it's not going to be like that because Joaquin Phoenix wouldn't have signed on to be in a bad movie, like we would think. But
yeah, especially because he's kind of been like at the forefront of this movie.
Yeah,
it really, really shows that this is a different DC than what.
Yeah, and he wants to do this.
And that this specific project is a different thing than what we've seen before.
And I was against it, to be honest with you, at first, but, you know, I'm kind of for it now.
Yeah.
Because I'm excited. I actually really want to see this. But it makes me curious. Thomas Wayne was going to be in the movie.
That's
right? That's what I'm looking at. Like, I'm not really looking at Alec Baldwin. I'm looking at Thomas Wayne. Like, why is Thomas Wayne in this movie? Because I thought it was going to be... So, obviously, I heard it's going to be set in the 1980s. And this is going to be the Joker origin film. So are they doing the Killing Joke? But obviously Batman's not going to be Batman because of Thomas Wayne's there.
But it takes
what's
place
going on?
Before Bruce Wayne. Where does Thomas Wayne even come into this?
Yeah. I mean...
That's what I'm wondering.
They do the origin again of Batman. Do you think it's going to be an origin film of Joker? No, they're going to do the whole origin of Batman. It's completely like what you just don't think. That would be so disappointing. I'd be so disappointed. I would be so mad.
Yeah,
but no, I think it's
it's like Batman, the first Batman movie, where he kills but it's told from the parents, and then he makes the Joker by pushing him in. It's just like that movie, like it all ties.
It's
together.
just all told from the Joker's perspective.
Yeah.
Like, that's just they're recreating Tim Burton's 1980 Batman, but they're just, you know,
that's what
from Joker's perspective.
Hey, it's supposed to take place in the 80s, right?
Oh, man, I really hope not. I'd be so disappointed.
Next you see, Michael Keaton gets cast.
Yeah, oh my God.
Wait for it.
Dude, no way. No, but, like, yeah, like, really curious. Like, I'm really curious because it's like, obviously, this isn't going to be the Killing Joke because, you know, that includes Batman. Batman is in that story. So,
yeah.
I mean, maybe they are doing the Killing Joke, but they're just having, like, you know, maybe Bruce Wayne be a little kid instead. And Batman's not in it at all. I don't know what they're doing. It's really weird. But I'm curious. Like, we can speculate all day because, like, you know, we just don't know what's going to happen in this movie.
Yeah.
I'm really excited, to be honest with you. I'm getting a little more excited for this.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it's going to be something really unique.
Something good, maybe? I don't know. Is that too much of a stretch?
That's another thing. Like, is it going to be good? I hope so. Probably will be. If you attracted that kind of talent to it, yeah. Probably going to be good. I'm expecting it to be a very good movie. So, I mean, that's really my thoughts on it. I'm just curious about Thomas Wayne.
Me too.
In the movie.
That's where I leave it off with. Like, where does Thomas Wayne fit in? How?
Yeah.
Seems so opposite.
It's pretty good. It's like it's like something we just don't get all the time, where we just don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, it's an
with the DC
detail.
movies. Like, you look at, like, Shazam, or you look at something like Aquaman.
Right.
I could tell you probably what's going to happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, overall. But like Joker movie, I can't tell you what the hell is gonna happen because I just don't know. So that's something I'm excited about.
It'll be creepy, that's for sure.
Yeah, it definitely will
It's
be.
gonna be creepy. I'm psyched for it. Honestly,
Creepy
like
Joaquin Phoenix Joker.
Yeah, because every time somebody plays the Joker, there's something unique to it. Every actor brings something that we just don't expect to it. Like Jack Nicholson brought like kind of a mix of like being a psychopath and being like kind of goofy-ish, old school Joker to it, and then Heath Ledger just brought something totally disturbing, but like hypnotizing to watch. Like you can't take your eyes off of him.
It's amazing.
It's amazing. And then you get
Jared Leto, which everybody
just
hated,
walking around making animal noises.
I wasn't expecting that. I tell you that.
That was unexpected when he walks into
completely unexpected, but not happy with it.
And
not
just
happy with it
at all. Like
weirdly
feels his body and licks his lips and doesn't say a lot, but just really rapey vibe overall.
Yeah, big time. Like he was so
I felt
weird.
Really uncomfortable. I think I took a shower after I saw that movie.
Yeah, no, because I was sitting right next to you when we watched that movie. We saw that together, and I was like, this is so weird. Like, I do not like this.
Weird and unexpected and just not good at all.
Like that scene when he comes in and he's interrogating the prison guard or whatever.
Weirdest scene, and there's some weird scenes.
Like, he just sits on him. And it's like, what's going on? Like, it's... Like, it's just cringeworthy thinking about it.
Also cringeworthy?
That's when you know it's bad.
Where he's in the club.
And, that one too.
That scene is just all kinds of uncomfortable. Where the guy's like, nah, man, that's your girl. I don't want that. And then, like, she goes on him anyway, and it's like...
Yeah.
Like,
so funny.
Is this a cuckold? Like, I don't understand. What is going on here? And it just gets... I don't remember how that scene ends because I think it was just like so.
I remember the Joker was just like, you don't want no beef. You don't want no beef.
Yeah.
I was like, what is going on? Like, this is not the Joker. I'm sorry.
This is like weird.
Like he's weird, but he's not this kind of weird.
Yeah,
it was different.
Bizarre.
It was different.
Bizarre. But
now imagine.
Now we have Joaquin Phoenix taking it, and
yeah, I think we're gonna get a good one again. It's gonna be we can finally compare to like Heath Ledger.
Yeah.
Well, with one of the newer ones. I mean, Jack Nicholson.
Some people, still can say that he's better than Heath Ledger.
Jack Nicholson's very good. You can't take it away from him. Super good. And even the one from, I forget who the guy played, who played him, but the guy who played him in the 1960s Batman.
I was just thinking about him.
He was still creepy, too. He's creepy.
I'm trying to remember that guy's name. I'm going to look it up right now.
Cesar Romero?
That's it. Cesar Romero.
Yeah.
He played
really good.
He played the clown, Pennywise, in the original It.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know if you knew that. Fun fact of the day.
Jeez.
Same guy. Really creepy dude. And he played, he did something in the Rocky Horror Picture Show as well. He was like a cross-dresser in that. So that guy just likes to get weird. Rest in peace.
That is weird.
Yeah. He's a good actor, though, so, rest in peace.
Alright, but...
Weird guy.
Moving on to more DC-related news with the DC streaming service. A lot of you guys may have found out that Titans is going to be coming out pretty soon. I think it's in October they're going to be releasing that. Awesome. And then in September, they're releasing the official streaming service. I think it's like the 15th they're releasing it, so it's pretty soon.
What's launching with it on the 15th?
I think not anything original. It's just all the, they're going to have that community tab. They're going to have the comic books on there. They're going to have a bunch of the animated series and movies and stuff. So they're going to have most of their stuff on there.
But that's crazy that they're not having anything launch with it.
I was a little weirded out by that, too.
Big shows. I would have thought at least you were going to launch with Young Justice Outsiders. At least.
That, too, yeah. You could have had that. I mean, it hasn't been announced. The only thing that has right now is... I mean, it could be. I haven't actually looked into that.
I'm waiting for that show. I've been waiting so long.
Yeah, no, me too. Me too. It's going to be good.
I want to see that so bad. That's crazy that they're not launching with anything.
Yeah, I know. I think that's kind of a... I think that's a bad idea.
That's
but, if they need more time with Titans...
idea. Like, why would people... I don't know. That's so weird. That to me is just like,
Yeah, I agree with you, but
why launch before the shows? Why not just launch with the shows?
they should wait until October.
Yeah, why not? Yeah, why not wait?
But in Titans should not get moved up because I want them to actually do a really good job with the series. I want it to be really good.
But yeah, why don't move it up? Move the launch back, like
yeah, just push it back. But maybe they're just trying to, maybe they, they just want to get it out there to get it out there. I don't know.
Yeah.
I
don't know. I feel like,
but there'll be plenty of there will be plenty of content for people to be, distracted by. For like
that's our
at least 1 month.
That's our
at least 1 month.
See, that's what I'm worried about. Because what if there's not? What if it comes out and it's really, really beta? Like
they give you like nothing.
But like it's just
thanks for the
out,
money.
Like, maybe you get more stuff as you go
thanks
along.
For pre-order.
They're not really sure what they're gonna put out right away. What makes sense, and you don't have these shows, so they're working through stuff on what they want to release to you. And you're kind of just waiting for the good stuff to happen. And, like I feel like that's really, that's going to, like, kind of hurt them. If they...
I don't think it will. I think they got a plan for it. I think they're fine.
That to me is
I think they're going to have a bunch of I think people are going to be just... I know, personally for me, when they have the Superman animated series and Batman animated series, boom, you got me. Like, I'm going to be in that for a month.
I'm going to get it.
And
don't
then...
get me wrong. It's bummed because, honestly, I want to watch Justice League over again. And
you can watch that. You can watch that on Netflix. You can watch it on Netflix.
Really?
Yeah, it's all on Netflix. I binge watched all that.
Is the old school Superman cartoons? Have you ever seen those? Those are awesome. I love those.
Like 1950s.
Yeah, they're really
super
cool,
old stuff. I don't know if that's going to be on there, but I really hope so.
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
I want to see those in that.
I would be down to watch some of those. I do like those older shows. I used to watch was it one of the Spider-Man ones? It was like Spider-Man and his of course show. I watched that. Of course. If Marvel came out with a streaming service and they just put that on it, I'd pay $8 a month just for that.
I would pay for that, hands down. I love that show. It's a great show.
Yeah,
it's like,
all those are
straight
great.
To the point, that show. I went back and watched an episode and they like talk so straight to the point. There's like no dialogue fluff at all. Like nobody talks about their emotions or anything that are like that. They're like, Spider-Man, he's over there. Like, oh my god, he's over there. I have to go get him. And then the show's over. It's actually great, but it's really funny to watch compared to stuff now where everyone's like, a little bit
emotions and stuff. How dare us? How dare we want emotions in our heroes? I don't want that.
I just want to see, Spider-Man beating up the Lizard. I don't care how he did in his test scores. I don't care about his buddies. No, I don't care about that.
But anyways, really just the main topic about the DC streaming service. Not even just the release, but we got some set photos, and we'll put those up for you guys on Doom Patrol.
Mm-hmm.
And these are all the characters that I have barely even heard of. Like that's literally what I think of like half the time. We have just these awesome set photos. Well, we get first look of Robot Man, Negative Man, Elastigirl, and Crazy Jane.
Yeah.
So those are the characters. And I gotta say, I really like Robot Man the most.
Yeah, I do too.
And I like Negative Man looks cool. I gotta say, Elastigirl and Crazy Jane, they just kind of look like bland. Honestly, I don't think they look that amazing. I think they'll look better in, say, post-production probably. They'll probably have some cool effect going on.
Yeah.
Especially Elastigirl.
I don't like the way, Elastigirl's, I'm guessing she's the one in blue, right?
That's the thing that's so funny. I don't know.
She has to be, though, because that's a crazy Jane.
I really don't know.
I mean... Yeah, I'm gonna go.
Yeah, I think Crazy Jane is the one with the it's a weird looking shirt. Yeah, punk look. There you go.
No weird.
But I like Robot Man. Sounds cool. Oh, and that's right. Was it Brandon Fraser?
He's
will be Robot Man. He's voicing Robot Man. What do you think of that?
That's weird. He doesn't really have like a robotic voice, so like
no,
it's probably gonna be really distorted. And I just
I mean, like if you look at like Vin Diesel with the Iron Giant,
but like
I mean that's Vin Diesel though, not Brandon Fraser.
Yeah, and Vin Diesel is actually like surprisingly a really good voice actor because of that.
Yeah. Super
I
good.
just don't know. Has Brendan Fraser ever done voice work? Let me look that up real quick.
I personally don't think so. What am I talking about? I don't even know.
Right? And
I've just known him for The Mummy.
Thing, all I know him for is The Mummy.
Yeah, I know, right? Like, The Mummy, there's a couple other movies I remember him from. He was big in the 90s and then in early thousands.
Back in Action.
That's what tanked his career, probably.
That's the one I know him from. Yeah, so he's done The Nut Job, Escape
wow, really? I didn't even know that. So recently he's done a lot of that stuff. So changes my mind on it.
He was in G.I. Joe.
I'm okay with that.
Cobra.
What?
In an
really?
uncredited role. It's weird. And he was on Fairly Odd Parents.
Maybe he was just like one of the... he's probably just one of the, guys in this mask.
Yeah.
That's probably just what it was. Like, that's all it was. Ninja number 2. And, he was in Fairly Odd Parents? So, there's another actor just like him from the 90s and early 2000s, Freddie Prinze Jr. He does a lot of Star Wars stuff now. He does a lot of Star Wars stuff, though.
He was in Rebels, wasn't he?
He's in Rebels. Yeah, he was,
He was like Kaden. Yeah,
Keenan?
he was like the lead role.
Yeah.
That's a good show.
I didn't really watch a lot of Rebels, but I remember hearing that he was the voice of that. So, honestly, sounds good to me. I mean, I'm okay with it. I want to see what he's got.
Yeah.
I used to be a huge Mummy fan.
Really?
So, that is 100% my guilty pleasure movie still. I love those movies.
A lot of those guilty pleasure movies, to be honest with you.
Oh, I have a ton of them. But that is definitely one of them. That's one I used to watch as a kid all the time. I love that movie. Like, it was I didn't like the Tomb of the Dragon Warrior that they tried to do in, 2005 or whatever. That was horrible. But the first two I really liked.
Yeah. I don't know. I never saw it when I was a kid, so the only time I saw him was, years later. To me, that was a really, really corny movie. But watching that movie, I knew I would have liked it as a kid because it was just, cool. It was cool, Egyptian mythology, stuff like that. I would have loved that as a kid.
Yeah, stuff you didn't get in movies, like the stuff we get now. We didn't get that. Even when we were kids, we didn't get that stuff in the early 1990s. We didn't get those kind of movies all that often.
But let me ask you about these set photos. Who do you like, who do you don't like?
Elastigirl, if I'm thinking she's Elastigirl, the punk kind of look. I think she looks okay. I think Crazy Jane, if we're thinking girl in the blue dress, think she looks average, I don't know what to think. I do like how Robot Man and Negative Man look.
See, here's the thing.
I think they look kind of cool.
I like how Negative Man looks in the picture, but I don't think that's going to translate well on screen. That's what I'm worried about, because I like the looks of these guys, especially Robot Man. I don't know, I just like the look of him. He's not...
Robot Man's going to get a lot of CGI on him, I think.
If you look at Robot Man in the picture, and it's not a great picture, right? He's in a car, so this might not be the best fight.
Yeah, you barely can see him.
There's nothing on the mask. And usually when they do CGI, they have dots, or they have a little green screen, or they have something on the face where they're going to animate it. And you can see half of his profile in that photo. So you know that they're not animating his face in this shot. So that, to me, says that he's probably not going to be as CGI as people think.
Well, that's true in some cases. I've seen, on the Age of Ultron set, I remember they had an Ultron, some shots, they had an Ultron body.
Right.
It was just, the top half of his, chest to his head, and you could see, you could just see Ultron's face. But they didn't have any CGI going on there.
They removed that entirely.
So, any dots at all. So then, I think they could do the same thing here.
No. Because they did that so that... They did it for the same reason that Sean Gunn gets on set and wears the Groot helmet and stuff like that and crawls around. So that actors can match the eye level. They removed that
and look at him.
They removed all the shots of him as Thanos. They removed that entirely from the film. You know what I mean? They didn't CGI.
I wouldn't be... I mean, it is one shot, though, so they could have it in other shots. maybe he's just a stand-in for this one shot, but you know,
Maybe.
like I have a hard time feeling or a hard time believing that he's not going to be a little bit CGI. I really do. I don't think it's going to be all practical. If they do the practical, I'll be really surprised, and I hope it turns out great. But I have a feeling it's not going to be all practical.
Practical is that it can turn out great. I think, in a lot, but in some cases, just like I don't know. I am impressed. I will say I am impressed by the look of Robot Man in particular. Negative Man a little bit less. But Robot Man,
I kind of like it. I think it looks cool.
Yeah, I just like I don't know.
Unique. Something you don't see all the time
it looks
within these superhero movies.
I don't know.
Or TV shows.
I'm just not as impressed with him.
It could be horrible.
You know what I mean?
It could be horrible, but
yeah, it could be horrible. Don't forget that.
I really hope it isn't. I really hope it isn't.
Hey, you've already paid for it, right?
But yeah, that's... I know, right? They already got me. They already got my $75.
You're done for it.
That's okay, though. I'm cool with that. As long as I get to watch Batman animated series and Superman animated series, I'm good. For most of it. And I get to read some comics. That's always great. But that's what we got for DC streaming service. Now moving on to some Star Wars stuff. Quinn, I know you really want to talk about some Star Wars stuff that we have with Ryan Johnson and all that. But the first thing we're going to talk about is this supposed Star Wars Episode 9 leaked script. Quinn, you want to talk about that a little bit since you're the one who found that story?
Yeah, so essentially it's not the full script, but it's like the first act they talk about. And it's interesting. So it says one of the key points is that this takes place years later, which is something that I think we've talked about before. I know I've thought about it, is that it's the only thing that really makes sense to do after a movie like Last Jedi, where the Resistance is destroyed. You know, like, so in this one, you know, it takes place years later, and what Rose Tico is going out to find Lando, and that's kind of like the beginning of it. I don't want to get like totally into it, just so that people want to avoid spoilers and stuff like that.
I mean, we can just say spoilers, and then you can get into it if you want to. But you know, like if it's
true,
you know, like my main take. Yeah, I personally, you know, like when I look at this stuff, we got this. Was it you found this on Movie Web?
Yeah, Movie Web.
And honestly, like,
which I've never been to before. I totally stumbled upon this theory. It was totally just something I found one day, and I thought it was kind of interesting because it does mention a lot of the. It sounds kind of good, and I think it would work pretty well, but I don't know if it's true.
Like, I've seen a lot of these before, where I've seen people, you know, I've had friends talk to me about, like, these leaked, say, like, I remember Spider-Man Homecoming and Avengers Infinity War. I remember there were huge things about, oh, these leaked. And even during, was it all the way back to Batman vs. Superman? They said it was going to be two different movies. But yet they're all getting these little little sites. They're getting these stories from Reddit usually, where fans are just speculating. Yeah. They're drawing out theories. And theories I do on my channel. I love theories. They're so much fun to speculate about. But at the same time, you can't... I don't like the way they do this title. Because it does trick a lot of people, including myself and a lot of us, because they're just like, they put a question mark at the end of it. And I used to do this on my videos, which I don't do anymore because I don't want to trick anybody. I don't think that's cool.
Yeah.
And so, like, if you just look at it, it's like Star Wars Episode 9, Leia and Lando reunion, Rose's mission, and first act revealed, question mark. A lot of people won't even see that question mark because the title's too long. So they're just going to go right into it and be like, oh my god, this is leaked. Or whatever. I mean, it doesn't have leaked on there, so I'll give them that. That's always good. But if you just put leaked on every single thing... Yeah. Once you get into it, the title is just clickbait, and then once you get in there, it is 100%, they just say it's a rumor. So they do say it within there, but, I wish they would word it a little bit better. Just say a rumor. People are going to click on it too, honestly. Like, I would still click on it because I like to hear these theories or rumors. I like to hear this stuff. So personally, for me, I think they should word it better. But I like what they thought. Like, I thought it was actually pretty good. I like the way they're talking about it. Like, it takes place years later.
Yep.
Lando's going to be in it. We already know that. And like, they're doing stuff for Rose, which is surprising.
I think she's dead.
Because I feel like a lot of people don't want to see that.
To be honest with you.
You think she's gonna die? They're gonna kill her because nobody liked her character? That's horrible.
Or does she make it onto the ship? I forgot.
No, she makes it on the ship. She's fine. I mean, she she sacrifices herself to save Finn, has that awkward kiss, and then she's on the she's on the ship with
Why
with
does
all
every
of them.
movie have to be a love triangle? You know what I mean? Why can't we just have like?
Well, I don't think it's a love
story?
triangle.
You know what?
Oh, isn't it like Finn and Rey? Kinda. I forgot about it. I haven't seen Star Wars: The Last Jedi since it came out. Yeah, but yeah, like I forget a bunch of stuff from because I just I didn't like the movie.
So for fans of those who did not like the movie, you're out of luck because something I reported on our last podcast, unfortunately, was debunked by the man himself. Ryan Johnson said that among rumors that he was not going to be, that he was canned, and that the whole new Star Wars trilogy idea wasn't happening. Somebody asked him if he was still directing it, and he tweeted out saying, "Yup," with a little fist, righteous pump emoji.
Boom!
I like to think,
there you go.
Yeah,
right
like
there, baby.
That,
heck yeah, he's still directing
that
it.
Fist emoji is just him punching me square in the face. Disappointment.
I really like. I'm excited for the new trilogy.
Excited for that movie.
Let's go. I hope. You know what I hope it is, Quinn?
I hope it's.
I really hope it's something you'll love.
That's what I hope.
I hope they redo episodes 4, 5, and 6. And it's Ryan Johnson. Ryan Johnson's just redoing every single one. That's his new trilogy.
4, 5, and 6, except replace every character with Gungans. And that's how I want my
Yes,
movie.
and exactly. Get some Jar Jar Binks in there, and then just completely go off. That'd be so funny. Oh my god, I'd love it. Luke Skywalker is Jar Jar Binks now.
It's Star Wars.
That is our hero.
But the Gungan version. That's how the Gungans tell the story, and it's a Gungan play.
And then they're all gonna. The thing is, like, he's just gonna have them go on a episode 4. He's gonna rewrite it so that Luke, Leia, and Han they do get on the Death Star. But they instantly get captured, and their mission they're gonna take this whole journey, and it's just not gonna amount to anything. Yavin 4 still gets blown up, and the Empire wins.
Oh, and then
that's it. It all ends right
Luke
there.
Uses the Force to break all continuity and bring himself back to life with some shit like that. And then I don't know, dude. What other ways can you break?
Sounds good to me.
In Star Wars. Just think of them, and it'll happen in that movie. Oh my.
Yeah.
So
excited. As you can tell, Quinn does not like Ryan Johnson all that much. I personally did not like the movie he made, but I think he can still do some cool stuff. I'm excited to see what he does with some original Star Wars stuff that isn't touching anything else. But, obviously he could screw it up, but I have faith in the guy. No. I think he's going to do okay.
Not only has this made me lose... I just dropped something. Not only has this made me lose faith in the future of Star Wars, it's made me lose faith in Lucasfilm. Because, in my opinion, they've done very, very little right since Kathleen Kennedy has come aboard. Very little right.
Yeah.
They've done more wrong than good. And this kind of thing, saying that this is the future that they want, this is the direction they want to go in, is just absolutely the worst news. Because, there's all this stuff that they've done so far. Like, to me, it doesn't really seem like good ideas. Like, giving the rights...
Yeah.
Dissolving Lucas Gaming, giving all the rights to EA. That's a terrible idea. I mean, granted, they have the big budget to make a great game, but still, I thought that was a terrible idea.
Mm-hmm.
Making a Han Solo movie was a weird idea as well. Making, a saga of films with the original intention to have 3 different directors for them, and no one person... No one
there's a
person
lot
writing
of
the script for all this. No one story mind.
nobody's.
Does this include George Lucas?
I don't think anybody's.
None of this stuff. None of this stuff is great decisions. And then you take a director who's failed you, who disarms about.
That's
Even
debatable. That's debatable.
But here's the thing: he made a successful movie, but he's controversial at this point. Why are you going to take this director who is controversial and give him three other movies with no script, no plan? Just, oh yeah, you did a bad job according to half the population who saw this movie. Let's give you 3 more movies.
I mean,
what kind of business makes a decision like that?
I mean, to be honest with you,
I look at that and I'm like, what the hell are they doing?
To be honest with you,
What's next?
But the thing is, Quinn, you got to think about it like this. How much did Star Wars make? It made over $1 billion. It must have. Star Wars Episode 8.
Yeah, I think it's one of their highest grossing films that they've
That's
made
what they're looking at.
for Star Wars.
They look at it like, did people come out and see the movie?
That's not exactly like an accurate statement. Because look what happened to Han Solo.
Mm-hmm. Well, that didn't make the money.
Yeah, because people lost faith in Star Wars. They saw Last Jedi and they were like, the general audience or
no, I think that's a different
movie.
I think that's a different situation. I don't think that's the same thing. I don't think it was. I think it was.
I think that is the same thing.
I think it's 20% that, and then also they started marketing the movie. Remember, they didn't start marketing that movie until February. That's a horrible idea. Han Solo. They did not start marketing that movie, and they had like a quick teaser during the Super Bowl. And then also, nobody asked for that movie.
No.
And you're right. I think like 20. I think also
nobody asked for 3 more Star Wars movies. That worked.
I think it's a different situation though. People did want a new trilogy though. People are not just a new trilogy, just new Star Wars stuff.
People want a new trilogy. They would, but people will go see one. It wasn't like we need to figure out what happens to the end of Star Wars, or there's so many Star Wars movie ideas that need to get onto film. It was, this is something great that people will always go see. And that's where I get to my point. Like, now that reputation of Star Wars always being cool, fun, awesome movies is tainted because we have this really bad Star Wars movie that even though it made a lot of money, that means people going forward are going to show less interest in it.
You can say the same thing about the prequels though. People, a lot of Star Wars fans that were when the prequels came out, say we're the same age. We weren't little kids when it came out.
Yeah.
That's how fans felt then. So
yeah, but I think
I don't know. I don't think that. I think Star Wars is going to be fine. I think that they just need to make more decisions. I think Han Solo is a different thing where there was a lot more going against that film than say a Star Wars episode, even 9. I think 9 is still going to hit out of the park. I think it's going to make a lot of money because people still are going to go out to that movie. Star Wars fans still went to go out to see Han Solo. The general audience is the ones that didn't go out to see that movie. And it partially, probably because of, people didn't like what happened in episode 8. I think that's like 20% of it. I think you're right, like 20%, but then also the marketing there was no marketing in that movie really until the final couple months.
Dude, that movie
horrible idea.
Cool. That movie looks really cool. The trailer for that movie was really cool. People were talking about that.
But the thing is, people were talking about it in a negative way. Because there was so much going against it. Remember, they switched out directors. So already you've got a little bit of negativity there. And then you have...
the right call in the end. I thought I liked that movie.
It was good. It was a good movie, But I think that there was just not enough said about the movie before it came out. I don't think the marketing was that strong. Did it look good? Yeah, but then did enough eyes see it? That was the big problem.
Yeah.
Because usually
it also came out right around Avengers, which is
that too. That too.
It came around Avengers and one other movie, right?
Deadpool 2.
Deadpool.
Horrible idea to put it there.
Yeah,
so I think
terrible.
see that's what I'm thinking. Like that's why. Why are you going to go see this Han Solo movie when you got Avengers, Infinity War, and Deadpool 2 in the theaters? I mean, to me, I would rather go see the other two.
Yeah, and I went to the theaters like 3 or 4 times. Within like 2 weeks. Most people go to the theaters like maybe once or twice a month.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Not even.
Not even. Most people go less than that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like that was crazy, and it's funny
That's
because
because it's expensive.
you wait like 2 months, you get high tide summer. Maybe you could release right before Jurassic World, and you'd kill it.
Hell, they could have done it right now. You think about it.
Now, and you
because there's nobody, there's no one around. It's like end of August.
It's the end of August, and all we really have we have Fallout. We have Mission Impossible Fallout.
Yeah, but that's just
beaten.
Yeah, they could beat that. It's Star Wars still. Yeah.
And when did
Crazy Rich Asians though? That is killing it right now.
When did Rogue One launch?
December. I don't know why they didn't keep those dates. That would have been very smart. Instead of going up against all these other... Because December was their dates. Now Aquaman's in there, and now Transformers are in there, so... Yeah. And now they're not going to be in there anymore. I don't know if they are for 9, but, I think, there's a lot more going to it than just, like, Star Wars fans didn't like the movie, I think there's a little bit more to it, especially box office. Like, it didn't make enough money because Avengers Infinity War was
scheduled for December 20th.
Yeah. Okay, so that's a smart idea.
Story by George Lucas. That's just gotta be.
There's no way that's true.
Yeah, no, that's just a throw-in name.
Yeah, but I mean, I think that, obviously we have different opinions on the whole Ryan Johnson thing. I want to see what else he's got. If I see this next trilogy movie and it's like the first one's horrible, then I'm not in it. But I think the guy deserves at least one more shot.
But here's the thing: by the time the first one comes out, it's too late anyways. The damage is done.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Like for the whole franchise, or just for that?
Here's the thing. No, I mean not essentially for the whole franchise together, but
I think Star Wars fine.
Trilogy movie, and you get the first movie come out. It doesn't matter if it sucks or not. There's 3 more following it, and that's 3 more Star Wars movies that are basically throwaways that a good director could have done, or something that they could have done right.
Well, we don't know how they're gonna film it too. They could film it back to back, so right then and there, you're right. Like they'd be like, "Oh, okay,
they
well,
will 100% film it back to back." The way that they're making these big budget movies now, they're just pumping them out. Like, just look at Marvel.
Yeah.
Marvel is filming like back to back to back to back.
Well, the thing is, like, you're right.
One studio.
But that's not the same story. You know what I mean? So like when we see a Guardian, like you're saying that all these movies are back to back, but that's because they're all different directors. They may be filming at the same time, but they're different movies, different directors. This is going to be one solid trilogy, so they all are going to film back to back. Like if you say back to back, then that
I think they're going to film exactly like this one did. Like
but the trilogy now isn't even doing that. The trilogy now isn't.
Yeah, but except without the break that we've had between 8 and 9. I think it's just going to be like back to back. I think they're just going to roll right into it because they've already got the audience.
I don't think so. I think they're going to test it out. No. I think they're going to test it out first off because I think if you do that, that's a really bad idea.
But it's a trilogy. You already know going in it's a trilogy. That's 3 movie deal. It's done. What's the test? If it sucks, it sucks. Doesn't matter. Just make the second one. Hope it's better.
Well, I don't know. I wouldn't want to put that much money into it. If I was a studio.
I don't understand what they're doing when they know it's going to be controversial and they know it might not make as much as... Because the illusion is off now. Now Star Wars movies can be bad. Or these new Star Wars movies can be bad, essentially.
Yeah.
Like Episode 7 got a lot of flack. I gave it a lot of crap myself.
I liked it. I really liked it.
I don't like the story, though. The story to that movie is really dumb.
There was a lot of stuff that there was a lot of stuff that I didn't think should have been in that movie. But I liked it overall
very well. Like J.J. Abrams knows how to bring material from.
And that's why I'm excited for 9. I think 9 will redeem it a little bit.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, he's a kid.
It won't be a million twists.
But like, it's just at this point, like, he's gonna have to make a whole new movie separate from the last 2 movies, anyways. It's gonna be completely different from the last 2.
I don't know how they're gonna make that movie.
I don't know.
I don't know how they're gonna make it. It's completely different story.
I don't get what Kathleen Kennedy and Lucasfilm and Disney what the hell are they doing with this license anymore? I don't understand. Because none of these decisions make sense. And time and time again, they've shown problems and flaws that could have very easily been avoided. Like, why didn't
and then also no
from the get-go? You know, like, it's
what is
stupid that the same guy who rebooted Star Trek is also rebooting Star Wars, but it would have worked. You know what I mean? We wouldn't be in the position where we are now, where, you know, people are divided on Star Wars. We wouldn't, because it would have been a consistent story.
Well, I think the Star Wars community is a lot more toxic than most communities. Honestly.
Yeah?
I very much think that.
They're also probably...
When you look at DC fans or Marvel fans, there definitely are those people that are within that community that are extremely toxic. Don't get me wrong, there are. But there are 10 times more people that are like that with Star Wars.
Because they're very
which I think is so... That's true, and that's fine, but at the same time, you don't have to be, you know, like the way they are with it. Because they're,
it's also a mainstream film, so a lot of those people are mainstream moviegoer fans. They're not super Star Wars heads, you know. They're just mainstream movie fans who like Star Wars and don't want to see certain things in their Star Wars movie. You know, it's kind of like people who don't want to mix their peas and carrots kind of type deal.
Yeah. Alrighty. Star Wars. Oh God.
It's gonna be I don't know, man. It's gonna be a goddamn nightmare.
Yeah. Alright, but let's get on to the next thing, because it's Star Wars.
Let's talk about something
Watch
good.
out for that. Toxic.
Something exciting that I know is gonna be fun, right? Yeah.
Which comes out on Friday. Spider-Man PlayStation 4 game is coming out this Friday. Thank God. I cannot wait. There you go. I cannot wait to play it. I wish I got the Spider-Man PS4, but then I knew, like, you know, the consoles are gonna... Dude, I would, honestly, I'm that big of a Spider-Man fan that I would go out and buy the Spider-Man PlayStation 4 just because it's a Spider-Man PlayStation 4. It looks amazing.
I mean, I'm sure you can buy
I don't, you know, like...
You know, like...
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I was thinking about that. I'm like, well, I can probably just buy a skin for it. There's a lot of those, so...
Yeah.
But then also, they just announced today, as we're filming this on September 3rd, there's new DLC, which we knew was going to come out, but there's new DLC missions, and they released a trailer showing Black Cat, and there's 3 separate missions coming out in October, November, and December.
Yes.
What do you think of that? I think it's amazing already.
The name of the 3 DLCs are The Heist, Turf Wars, and Silver Lining.
Yep.
Silver Lining sounds like a Silver Sable reference.
Well, it seems as though it's going to be all about Black Cat. And there's 3 chapters, it looks like. I could be wrong, but it looked like in the trailer. Like, that's what I got from it. That's what I thought it was going to be.
I don't know. I thought the heist, that looks fun. It looks like you're chasing Black Cat after she goes on, like, a crime spree. That, to me...
Which is awesome.
Sounds like classic Spider-Man, and I want it. That sounds
awesome.
It's a month out, though. It's a long ways away till we get that first DLC. I'm always
that's okay though.
Cautious on story-based DLC though, because you know you can't really release a lot of it because otherwise you give away the story and there's no point to get it. But you know, I don't know. Sometimes that always seems to me like it's gonna be too little. You know what I mean? Although I mean, you got the $80 edition for 3 DLCs. $20.
Yeah, I just wanted all the DLC stuff because I do trust the company of Insomniac. I really do. They always make really solid games.
Are you?
So
really? I'm not a huge Insomniac.
Yeah, I like.
What else?
Oh, really? I like the Ratchet and Clank. That's a big one. Even I played a little bit of what is it? Sunset Overdrive.
That was a terrible.
I thought that was really. You didn't like it? I thought it was actually a pretty good, pretty decent game. You know, and like it had a huge open world. And everything that I've seen from this Spider-Man game, there's and everybody's talking about it, and everybody knows, like, there's already people playing it that got early copies, and they're saying it's amazing. You know, everybody is loving this game. So personally, for me, I just pre-ordered it the other day, like a couple days ago. I didn't go out like immediately and pre-order it because I would have pre-ordered the $150 edition where it had like the statue in it and everything, and I was gonna be crazy and do that, which Am I upset I didn't like I didn't do it, yeah, but at the same time I'm not, because I don't have that much space to really put a lot of the statues and all that. So
you're gonna
I'm running out of room here, so
man.
I can't. Yeah, so I just don't have the room for it. So I was like, just wait, and I got the $80 edition. I'm gonna get all the DLC, so I get to play all those extra missions, and I'm just happy that they showed it now, before the game came out.
Well,
Usually they wait,
they
but
probably want people to get it.
Yeah, and I have a feeling it's gonna be solid stuff. It's not gonna be just like, oh yeah, here you go, like Star Wars Battlefront. It's not gonna have that kind of a problem. And
No,
I just,
I'm just. So. I mean, Star Wars Battlefront was a joke. That was like what 100 and. I think. That was
I'm one of those people.
For the DLC.
I spent. Yep, I spent $110.
Yeah.
$110 on it. It was the worst decision.
3 maps and like 2 characters.
Yeah.
I don't even remember.
Yeah, I didn't even buy the second one because I was so disappointed with the first.
Yeah.
They didn't deserve my money.
Yeah, no. It's not really that.
I bought the second one for $30.
A little bit, but I can't get into that game.
Yeah, no, I didn't buy it when it launched, but then when they had it for a huge discount on PlayStation Store, that's when I bought the Battlefront 2.
Yeah, I think we played it. I remember playing it with you.
Yeah.
Just like goofing.
And it was like $30, which was awesome.
Yeah, but I'm excited for this game. The Spider-Man games historically have been awesome. I think Spider-Man is...
I mean, I wouldn't say the recent ones, though. I wouldn't say the recent ones.
Well, I mean, yeah.
There's Spider-Man. There's like Spider-Man 2 and all those. Even Spider-Man 3. You mentioned that, and I was like, you know what? I actually did enjoy that. Not the story, but still free roaming and all that. That was awesome. A lot of cool they had that in the game.
And I remember I liked the villains in that one. You fought the Lizard and Kraven and...
Morbius. That's right, they have Morbius in there.
Morbius?
Yeah, Morbius, the living vampire. He was in there. I remember.
Yeah, I thought that was cool because you got to play all random. Oh, you got Scorpion and Rhino and.
Yep. All those cool guys.
I loved that. That was my favorite part.
I remember when the Amazing Spider-Man movie came out and they had a game for it. They had a game mode where you could play as the Rhino.
Really?
It was cool. The marketing was sweet when it was first coming out. Yeah. But then, it was the worst thing I've ever played. Yeah. It was so bad. Well, it was just boring. A little mini game.
That sucks.
And they made you pay for it.
I think Spider-Man what you can do with him is just fun to play as. Just web swinging and doing all the web stuff. It's a unique thing that I think translates well to video games. And the best thing about Spider-Man is he's got hundreds of villains. Which just
it's just like Batman
stuff to play around with. I will say though, I'm not excited to fight Negative Man, who was the first villain they teased.
I am super excited to fight him.
Why?
Something different. Something new. But I like it. He's a newer villain. I like it.
He's just not that interesting to me. I would rather fight why don't you do Kraven or even Morbius? I would much prefer.
I mean, we don't know. He could be in the game. There's a lot of characters they said that were in the game that they didn't show yet.
Yeah.
So they could have villains.
The best thing about Spider-Man is that there's tons of villains, and they're all cool.
It's a million of them.
And they make perfect boss battles. They really do, and that's what I'm excited for.
Yeah.
They
got, was it Shocker? They already showed Shocker.
Shocker's in it.
They already had footage of that.
A couple others. But
Scorpion, Vulture. I hope they said there's going to be the Sinister Six that are the main villains. Yeah. So it's Vulture, Rhino, Scorpion, who else? Electro, Mr. Negative, and then and I think it's going to be Dr. Octopus.
Oh, I hope.
I mean, he's the one who I hate when they come up with all these things. So the Sinister Six being in all these different things, but they never put Dr. Octopus in it. Where is the guy? He's the
villain.
And he's the leader.
I hope he's in this game.
Where's...
I really do, because I love fighting him.
I mean, I wanted them to make a second game if this one is really that good.
Yeah.
And I want Green Goblin to be the main villain.
Yeah, that's another thing I was just thinking about. Where's Green Goblin? I want to fight Green Goblin. God damn.
I mean, Norman Osborn's in there. And they were saying that, Mr. Negative is one that organizes the Sinister Six along with the mystery villain. So it could be Norman Osborn. He is there. He could be that last enemy that we have to fight in the game.
Or it could be the
but I hope it's Doc Ock. I really hope it's not the Chameleon. I really hope it's not the
Spider-Man Homecoming main villain. I mean, Spider-Man Far From Home.
He's in it. He's in the movie.
The Chameleon?
You hear that? Yeah, he's gonna be in it.
Shut up.
Yeah, you might get your wish, Quinn. No, I'm not joking. Not joking.
That's awesome.
He's.
I love the chameleon.
Yeah.
I hope he dresses up.
Really?
Yeah, dude, it's
I
hilarious.
mean, hey, he's not a bad villain, but like, you know, it's different. But at the same time, like when I hear the Sinister Six, when he's the Sinister Six, I don't think of the chameleon.
No, nobody.
Because I'm like, aren't they supposed to be an adversary of Spider-Man, like someone like that's challenging,
Yeah.
not the chameleon, like someone with superpowers, please.
I love the chameleon.
No, I don't get that. He just doesn't do like. What does he do? He takes a mat. Like, he just runs away. That's what he does. I'm sorry. There's not... No way. Yeah, like, people give, like, crap about Mysterio, but they don't give it about Chameleon. You know, everybody forgets about him.
Cool.
I love Mysterio. I want to see that.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see him in Far From Home.
Yeah. Can't wait.
That's going to be sweet. But, yeah, I mean, we're going to be... Yeah, so, Quinn, you're going to get it too, right?
I am going to get that game.
And so we will be reviewing it on this podcast next week, which we're really excited about because that's going to be sweet to talk about. I mean, that's going to be my whole weekend because it comes out on Friday. So right then and there, yep.
Yeah. Yeah, so Friday, that day is going to be devoted to just playing Spider-Man.
Of course.
In my room. Like I'm 12
But,
again. Can't wait. Can't wait.
Exactly.
No,
But the next story we got is on... Oh, you want to say something else?
Oh, no, that's all I had on it.
Oh, okay. So the next story we got is about the Birds of Prey and how it has a description on 2 different sites.
2 different...
Quinn, you want to talk about that?
This is interesting because I consider them to be more reliable sites. Like, first of all, one is Time Magazine, which is pretty reputable.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other one is IMDb, which is usually changed. I find IMDb to not always be accurate, but it's usually updated frequently. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, people always go in there and change things around.
They're usually pretty good about changing things to be as accurate as much as they know. Right?
Yeah.
So, the Time Magazine description, the cool thing about both of them is that both of them say that the characters of Black Canary, Huntress, Renee Montoya, and Cassandra Cain will be in it, which I think is awesome news. I think these are really, really cool characters. Huntress a little bit less excited for. Black Canary, you know, I've seen her before, but I'm really excited to see Renee Montoya and Cassandra Cain in it, which I thought was an interesting selection. It definitely looks like they want to have a really, really diverse cast, because they both Cassandra Cain and Renee Montoya and now Black Canary are supposed to all be women of color. So it does look like they kind of have that kind of theme going in mind, which may be the reason they chose it. I don't care. I love to see Renee Montoya and Cassandra Cain on film. For those of you who don't know, Cassandra Cain is the second Batgirl. She takes over in, I think, the 90s or the 2000s, right around the turn of the millennia. And she takes over. Oracle trains her. She's like the son of assassins and something like that. And then Renee Montoya is an old Batman character. She's a cop in the GCPD. And then she becomes the Question in the 2000s. I think she becomes the Question. So she's a pretty brief run as the Question. But if she's the Question in this, I would be psyched because I just want to see the Question on film.
Yeah.
So that's the cool thing. That's the cool news about this, is that these are pretty much, I think these are pretty locked in for being the case. It makes sense, you know, like from what we've heard about the movie, you know, that they would have these characters in it. But the descriptions of these movies on these websites are surprisingly different. So jumping into the first one, which is Time Magazine. The movie will be written by Bumblebee screenwriter Christina Hodson and helmed by Dead Pigs director Kathy Yan. Never heard of that movie. Anyways, Batman villains Black Canary, Cassandra Cain, Huntress, and Renee Montoya will be among the women who terrorize Gotham in the film. So Time describes them all as villains, which none of them are in the comics. Not a single one of them are villains, except for Harley Quinn. And in the IMDb description, it describes them as coming together to save the life of a little girl, the little girl is Cassandra Cain. So really, really weird that they're both so separate. I think that the IMDb one is more accurate. At least I want to say that because, they are heroes. But it's an interesting idea that Harley Quinn would come together to save the life of a little girl. And I like how the little girl is a character rooted in comics. I like the Cassandra Cain character being in this movie. I don't know. What do you think of it, Ryan?
Honestly, I think that... I think that, they're close in, descriptions and all that. They're not, two totally different, but...
Well, I think the weird thing is that one describes them as villains terrorizing Gotham, and one describes them as heroes saving the life of a girl. That's what I think is interesting.
Yeah, and honestly,
because one of those makes sense, but the other one seems to me to be kind of the more popular idea. I feel like DC are going to be tempted to make a movie like Suicide Squad where they're all bad, where they're all villains doing villainous stuff. But what makes more sense is a movie where Harley Quinn becomes a good guy or an anti-hero.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, honestly, I think... I really just think that... I'm not on board with this Birds of Prey movie, really.
Why? It's not...
I don't... I want to see a Flash movie, I hate talking about all this Gotham stuff. And, there are different characters within Birds of Prey. But, it's mainly, the Batman stuff.
They're cashing in on what works.
Cool.
Again.
I want to...
Surprise, surprise.
Yeah, I want to see... I want to see Batman. Yeah, I want to see a Batman movie. I want to see that Matt Reeves Batman movie. I don't want to see a Birds of Prey movie right now. Show me that down the road. I want to see it down the road. Right now, focus on Flash.
Yeah.
Focus on Superman. Give me a Man of Steel 2. Focus on Batman. Yeah. Green Lantern Corps.
Lantern, for God's sake.
Green Lantern. And then just do another Justice League. Give me a good one.
Yeah.
Really try. Don't just give me this whole and don't just cash in on one director's vision.
They're cashing in on one.
I don't think that's a good idea either.
They're making these movies so that Margot Robbie can
jump around Margot Robbie,
Harley Quinn cheerleader.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I liked her as Harley Quinn.
But I'm not,
I did.
She's got a couple of movies.
Suicide Squad 2.
I mean,
I'll be honest with you. I do want to see a Suicide Squad 2 eventually. I want them to take another crack at it because I think that could be really cool.
For a movie. I thought that was going to be way better than it was.
Yeah, and what was the problem? The problem was all the people in the back, behind the scenes. But now those people, they're gone. They're gone now.
I don't know.
And David Ayer.
I don't know if that was necessarily the problem with that film because I just thought that it was a weak film. The plot is bad.
Yeah,
the villain is bad, and the action scenes are kind of short. And yeah, I don't know.
Don't get me wrong. There's definitely a lot of things wrong with that movie, but behind the scenes, there was a lot of stuff talking about within Batman vs Superman and Suicide Squad that the executives are really just messing with those movies and not letting the directors do what they want to do. And even Patty Jenkins of Wonder Woman came out and said she almost didn't have that whole scene with what was it, the No Man's Land. When she's coming up out of the trenches.
That, yeah.
The executives wanted to pull that. They wanted to pull that out of the movie. Are you kidding me? That's one of the best parts of the whole movie. Why would you do that? Yeah, and that's just those are just things that that bothers me that executives are just going to come in and be like, pull that out.
Yeah,
why?
That is because such a weird thing to want to pull out. That's such a weird thing to pull out.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
It has nothing to really do with the overall story of the film. You know what I mean? I just don't get
Mm-hmm.
It's not like they're teasing something or, it has to do with another movie or this or that. You know what I mean? Why would you want to pull that?
Yeah, no, and that's what I'm saying. None of it makes sense, and that's why I'm, I don't know. That's why I think they need to take another crack at Suicide Squad. Try it again.
Yeah.
I want to see another one.
So you're more leaning towards,
they should have had the Joker as the main villain.
I'm more leaning towards you don't want this Birds of Prey movie at all, and you want to get the good stuff from DC.
No.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, like the big titles. I want to see those first. I do want them to play it like Marvel did. And, I know a lot of people are going to be like, oh, they just copy Marvel. Who cares? Let them say whatever they want to say.
It's a good movie.
Who cares? Do it the right way. Yeah, exactly. It's like, it doesn't matter. If you play up your cinematic universe where you're building up all the heroes individually, that's just the smart idea. That's not copying anybody. Marvel just did it the smart way. You have to do it the same way. It's the proven way that it works.
Yeah.
Just do it the way it works. There's nothing wrong with that. As long as it works in the end, people are going to come and see the movies.
Definitely think that,
but the way you're doing it, or you did do it, people don't go see the movies. You don't make any money.
It does feel
that's
like
just
DC's, at least for the movies, are more focused on doing things that they think people will like, rather than finding a good movie and making a good movie. And I think this Birds of Prey is a perfect example of like that, because in theory that a movie about women heroes of all different races coming together and being kind of bad but kind of good is definitely something that sounds very, very popular. But that doesn't necessarily mean, And I think that's weird, because I think that DC right now is kind of split into two kinds of audiences. One is the Suicide Squad audience, who like Suicide Squad and want to see more things like Suicide Squad, and then the more older DC audience that wants to see DC and not their new, their new flashy kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Because the new Harley Quinn, and
I think a lot of the problem,
that's new. That's all new kind of stuff, and I feel like DC's kind of split about, all right, what do you pertain to? On one hand, Suicide Squad did really, really well at the box office. Do we just milk that? And that sounds like that's what they're going with, rather than, their more traditional DC audience who didn't show up for Justice League.
I mean, personally for me, I think it's pretty straightforward where you go with it. You can do those outlandish characters 100%, but I feel like it's like it's like a video game. You got to earn that first. You got to do your base heroes, which is Superman, Wonder Woman, Batman, Flash, Green Lantern, Aquaman. You got to do those characters and then build off of that. And then you can do a Birds of Prey. Then you can do a Suicide Squad. Then you can do you already established a Suicide Squad. And I think there was a lot that you could take out of the movie that would be really good. Like Will Smith. Yeah. He's great. Margot Robbie. She was great. The guy, I forget who played Captain Boomerang, but he was great. Who played a lot of the other characters. I thought they were cool characters, but they were just put in a really bad movie, and that's really all it was.
No, it's true. I'm disappointed
now
develop
that script
in that movie too, because he
could have been really cool.
Favorite additions on the Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
But also, next Suicide Squad movie, maybe we see more. Maybe we see a villain that we didn't get to see. What would be cool is if in the next Suicide Squad movie we get to see villains from other movies return. Like, for an example, if Black Manta gets captured or goes to jail at the end of Aquaman, he then shows up in Suicide Squad. That's awesome. That to me is something that... And that's the thing, like... It's hard to be optimistic about DC based on their record, but they have... They do have opportunities here to really set themselves out and to really, really be...
Oh, they have a ton of them. Ton of opportunities.
Opportunity is in their villains. They have the idea of Justice League versus the Society versus the Doom Society. I forget their name.
League of Doom.
Yeah, versus Doom Society.
Legion of Doom. There it is.
They have the opportunity to do that. And they have the opportunity to make their villains just as big and as cool as their heroes, which is something that DC, I don't think has always been good at. Well, actually, no, that's probably not true. No, they do. Their villains are really, really famous. And that's something, right, that Marvel has been openly criticized about since they've started, is how weak their villains are compared to their heroes. Which is, I don't think that's like a bad decision on Marvel. I think it kind of makes sense.
They're focusing on their heroes. That's usually what they do. They focus on the heroes, which is smart. Where DC can do both. Yeah, which is cool.
That's what I'm saying. Because you have this side of it where it's like, okay, there are movies just about the villains.
Yeah.
Go there.
Black Adam. That's something they Black Adam is something they actually were just talking about. There were rumors that the script was ready to go.
The thing. Why isn't Black Adam in Shazam? Because to me that doesn't make any sense. Put them in more. Make the movies about the heroes as just as much as the villains. And dude, that's the coolest cinematic universe in my opinion. To me, that is a reason to go see the movies way more than Marvel. Because because Marvel so far has all been leading to this, and we're at the apex of Marvel right now. And going forward,
we're in.
Is it gonna the next stage? What are we at? Stage 4 is next.
Yeah, right? It's gonna be Phase 4. Phase 4 is next.
That's a transition period. Nobody really knows what Marvel's gonna be. They're gonna be picking up the pieces of this massive thing.
They got a plan, but nobody knows what it is.
Yeah, nobody knows. What are they gonna do? And then end the Infinity War movie with a cliffhanger. Thanos gets away again. We don't know where they're going with this, but I just think that what would be exciting in DC is that you always get the knowing of your favorite villain could come back. You know what I mean? Your favorite hero is going to show up in another hero's movie.
Yeah,
that would be sick. Then it would be then it's like Avengers Infinity War every movie. It's just DC.
Yeah. And honestly, I think that if it was me running this whole DC universe, honestly, if it was me, I would say, okay, we got Aquaman, Shazam, Wonder Woman 1984 coming out. Sweet. Let's work on the Batman. Let's work on the Flash. Let's work on Green Lantern. Let's work on Superman. After that, we're gonna be doing Legion of Doom versus Justice League.
So dope.
Because that's something though. And you can do that within each individual movie, like you were just saying.
Yeah.
Black Manta, and even Ocean Master. I think more Black Manta though.
Yeah, he's a better fit.
Black Manta is
Ocean Master's kind of like a big grandiose villain.
Tease him as that character that's going to join in the Legion of Doom. You already got Deathstroke. You already got Lex Luthor. They're already there.
Black Manta is in the Legion of Doom.
Yeah.
I want that.
Oh, he has to be.
So bad. Oh, so bad.
But then, also, you got Cheetah in Wonder Woman 1984.
True.
Boom, put her in there.
But that would
Shazam, it should have been Black Adam. Yeah. I mean, I would have put Black Adam in there, put him in the Legion of Doom. You got all those characters, but then you can also put Lex Luthor as the villain for Superman in the second one, or Brainiac, or whatever. I don't think they should be in the, if Brainiac's in there, don't put him in the Legion of Doom. Yeah. He's too powerful.
No.
But,
God, no.
Lex Luthor,
baby.
Heck yeah. That too, yeah, I didn't even think about that. Metallo should be in there. Batman should be taking on Deathstroke in his standalone movie or something like that. And then that's how you introduce Deathstroke into that Legion of Doom.
See, that pains me because Batman has so many awesome villains until, the idea that it's going to be Deathstroke instead of somebody I don't know, even Deadshot.
Well, you can put Deathstroke in the movie.
Yeah.
You can put him in the movie to have him, fight Batman, but make him an Arkham movie. That's what I want to see. I want to see, an Arkham Asylum, but, that as the Batman movie.
Arkham Origins as a movie. Do you remember the story of Arkham Origins?
Yeah, all the, Black Mask, except it's really, spoiler alert, it's the Joker. But, just have it as Black Mask, and he's hiring all these different guys that go get Batman.
Put him in Joker.
You got Deathstroke.
Put in Joker. You already have J.
I mean, yeah, but I like Black Mask. He doesn't get his due, and he, I want to see him.
Yeah,
something different.
Put Penguin in. That's what I want
Joker.
to see.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I want to see all these different villains because Batman's just like Spider-Man. He has so many different villains. I want to see them all. Put a bunch of them in there and just have them have little storylines. Have this overarching storyline where he's taking on the Joker or something like that. But then have little battles in between where he's fighting Penguin, Two-Face. Obviously not too many, but do something like that. Something different.
Yeah, exactly.
That's something I want to see.
That's what I want to see. And I want Killer Croc.
But.
Oh, no,
yeah, he's already established.
Right, yeah,
he's already established.
He died in that movie.
Put him in there. No, he's still alive. Okay. Yeah, he's all good. He's still going. He's still kicking.
That's kind of disappointing.
But
I wanted big scary Killer Croc. I mean, he looks good in that movie, and he's pretty cool.
He's not the Killer Croc I wanted either. Don't worry, you're not alone. You're not alone.
Crawling out of the darkness, massive beast Killer Croc. That's what I really
once again, Arkham Asylum. When he came out, when you first see him in that game, you're like, oh my god, he's like, I'm gonna eat your bones, Batman. And it's like, oh wow, that's Killer Croc. That's something you want to see.
It's crazy.
So, I hear you there. I hear you. But, yeah, that really does it for this podcast. Guys, from me and Quinn, thank you very much for watching. We always appreciate you guys stopping in and really just talking some movie stuff, some comic book movies and pop culture, all that kind of stuff with us. We really do appreciate it. Quinn, you want to say bye to everybody? I know you want to say bye. I can't just leave you hanging there.
Hey guys, if you have any suggestions, comments about what we're talking about, please leave it. We'd love to hear it, about what you guys think and your opinions on the stuff that we've talked about today. We'll be uploading this to YouTube, I assume.
Pretty soon.
Yeah. So just comment, like, subscribe. Tell us what you guys think, what you want to hear. You know, any discussion topics, anything at all. Just let us know. We check it out. We really do appreciate your guys' support.
And also, we're going to be trying to figure out a date when we're going to be posting this weekly. That's still work in progress with this new channel. So we're trying to balance that out. But we'll figure it out eventually, and we'll let you all know within the channel itself. And also, I'll be letting you know on my main channel as well. But thank you all very much for watching. We very much appreciate it. Bye-bye.